In theory, the Supermax was a great idea. You draft a star, develop him, and reward him with a contract so massive, it makes your cap sheet look like a ransom note. And if you don't offer it, he leaves probably to a team with a beach, a Drake cameo, and better weather. The whole thing was designed to help small market teams keep their stars from pulling a KD. But 8 years later, it's done the opposite. Let's talk about what the Supermax was supposed to fix and how it's quietly breaking the league instead. The first player to sign one was Steph Curry, because honestly, why not? If anyone deserved that kind of money for turning Logo 3 into a lifestyle brand, it was him. For a minute, the system looked perfect. The Warriors rewarded their star, kept their core intact, and built a dynasty. Problem solved, right? Wrong. Then came the Bradley Beals of the world. Beal was putting up 30 a night, single-handedly carrying a Wizards team with the defensive integrity of a screen door. So Washington did what teams do. $251 million, no trade clause, the whole bouquet. He was a great scorer, but great scorer on a lottery team isn't the same as franchise-altering player. Washington kept waiting for him to level up. It never happened. The bigger the contract got, the more impossible it became to build around him. Nobody wanted that deal. No trade clause and all. So they couldn't pivot. They'd already gone all in on a pair of twos. By the time they finally moved him in 2023, they got almost nothing back. Beal landed in Phoenix as the third wheel on a super team with two other Supermax guys ahead of him. 3 shooting stars, 0 defense, and locker room chemistry like 3 CEOs fighting over 1 parking spot. The league called this player empowerment. For Washington, it was entrapment with extra steps. Steph showed what the Supermax is supposed to be. Beal showed what it usually turns into. The Supermax was really built for the Giannis's and Jokic's, guys basically married to their markets. Milwaukee gave Giannis 5 years, $228 million in 2020. Denver gave Jokic 5 years, $270 million in 2022. The richest deal in league history at the time, a record that lasted about as long as a rookie's first NBA fashion choice. And it worked. Giannis brought Milwaukee its first ring in 50 years. Jokic turned point center from a 2K glitch into a real position. But here's what nobody admits. It worked because these two are outliers, freaks of nature who'd probably run through a wall for their city with or without the extra zeros. The Supermax only works on a generational talent who's fully bought in, stays healthy, and makes his teammates better. How many guys like that exist? Maybe 5 on a good day? For every Jokic, there's a Beal, a John Wall, a Kemba Walker. Contracts that build cautionary tales instead of contenders. But what happens when a team just says no? Ask Charlotte. Kemba Walker made his first All-NBA team in 2019, unlocking Supermax eligibility. The Hornets faced the choice: pay nearly $80 million extra or let him walk. They passed.
I don't know. I mean, I've seen it. This is the first time I've, really been in this kind of situation. But
Kemba signed with Boston, and 2 years later, he was practically out of the league. His knees filing for early retirement on his behalf. Here's the twist: Charlotte still didn't win. They dodged the Supermax bullet, but lost their only real star for nothing. No picks, no return. Just vibes and a jersey retirement that felt more like a eulogy. They played it safe and still lost. Now the most diabolical Supermax of all, Rudy Gobert. Gobert was never that guy. Multiple Defensive Player of the Year trophies. Sure, he blocks shots like he's guarding the pearly gates. But nobody thought he was an offensive masterpiece. And yet he got the Supermax anyway. In 2020, Utah handed him $205 million because technically he qualified. The box score said elite. That's the trap. The Supermax doesn't ask if a guy can win you a title. It asks if he checked the boxes on a spreadsheet, like promoting someone to CEO for never missing a Zoom call. Gobert got hunted in space every playoffs, sometimes unplayable in crunch time, a 7-footer with nowhere to hide. He never developed a post-game, never punished small ball lineups. The system doesn't care. The numbers said yes, so the checks got written. No matter which path a team takes, the outcome tends to look the same. The Supermax was meant to help small markets keep their stars. Instead, it became a lose-lose. Eligible star, 2 options. Hand over $250 million or watch him walk for nothing. No GM wants to be the villain who let a superstar leave empty-handed. So, teams pay it even when they suspect it'll blow up in 3 years. The Wizards paid Beal, then spent 2 years Googling how to build an exit ramp. Minnesota gave Karl Anthony Towns the max, then handed the keys to Anthony Edwards anyway. Even Giannis, a guy who actually delivered a title, floated, leaving Milwaukee after signing his extension. If the loyal ones get restless, what hope does anyone else have? The Supermax didn't fix the problem. It just made it more expensive. There was a time teams held the leverage. Draft a star and you had years to build around him before he could leave. Duncan stayed in San Antonio. Kobe stayed in LA. Reggie Miller stayed in Indiana his whole career, like he was contractually allergic to other area codes. Today's era rewards anxiety instead of patience. Once a player hits all NBA now, the clock starts immediately. You don't get years to build. You get one offseason before his agent starts exploring options, which is basketball code for start packing. And if he's unhappy, he doesn't need a press conference, just a podcast mic and a cryptic tweet. The NBA didn't shift to player empowerment. It sprinted there in Jordans. So can this be fixed? Not easily. Kill the Supermax and small markets lose their stars the moment they get good. No leverage, just a highlight reel walking out the door to a bigger market with a welcome basket. Keep it as is, and teams keep making the same $250 million bet on health, chemistry, and hope, a mortgage on vibes. Lower the value, add trade restrictions, offer ownership stakes instead of cash. Every fix creates a new problem, because this was never really about contracts. It's about power. The league trying to serve two masters, owners who want control and players who want freedom. Something has to give, and right now, nothing is. Because here's the truth. If a superstar wants out, no contract is stopping him. We've seen it over and over. The team gets to say, we kept our guy. The player gets to say, I'm loyal. Right up until he isn't, and then everyone acts shocked, like it wasn't the most predictable plot twist in sports. The league tried to buy loyalty with money, but loyalty was never something you could price. It has to be earned, ring by ring. And until that changes, the Supermax isn't saving anybody. It's just financing the inevitable. So, is the NBA building a league for players or for teams? Right now, it feels like neither side is fully winning, just fully spending. What's your take? Is the Supermax saving the league or sinking it? Drop it in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button and subscribe. More NBA deep dives are on the way.